Hello friends, I'm coming to you live and real. We are going to be spending the week together. It's going to be the first installment of an anxious book girly diaries. I don't know. I basically want to make a series, whatever I call it. People can feel safe and seen, and I don't have a very aesthetic life. My life is a little chaotic. My mood and whatever's going on up here controls a lot of my day, but I still try to romanticize it, get out with friends, read books that I like to do, my hobbies, and take care of myself in the way I feel like I need to do to get through the day, to work my job, to enjoy life. And I want this channel to be somewhere where you can come and find comfort and relatability. Today in this video, you're going to see me do some resetting. You're going to see me do some adulting. You're going to see what my routine's like. We're going to go through 2 books that I read this week. That'll do a little bit of a reading journal update. So if you guys aren't subscribed, make sure you guys are subscribed. Join the bestie fam. I make videos every week. Let's get into the video. Reading The Great Undoing Daisy Yates. I've been putting this off for so long. I absolutely love Magnolia The Long Way Home. Wasn't expecting it. So I'm getting into this. I'm like trying to remember what happened from the Daisy story. I'm only on page 24, but I love reading about Julian. So I'm hoping for more Julian. I know a lot of people say this is their favorite book out of the Magnolia Park series. So I'm excited for this. I'm like, okay, what's gonna happen? Because right now we're just getting back into things, everyone's reuniting, it's just like getting really, it's really slow. So I also forgot how small the freaking font is on these books. Oh my goodness, the font is so small. But however, I did like Magnolia The Long Way Home was like 200 pages longer than this, so I must have been locked in. So I'm like, God, I like need my glasses for the small font. Makes me want to get it on my Kindle. But I'm gonna try to keep reading the physical book, but let's get reading. Bit of a journal to work. This is my entry page. Then we have my TBR. I did read First Time Color so far. This is in March, but that is on my TBR of new releases. My Hall of Fame. I haven't had a 5-star read yet in 2025, which is a little sad, but that will go here. And then my book tracker. I have it color coded on like 5 stars, color key. I was gonna put the name of the book, but I don't know. I thought that would work. And then we have January with some pictures, and February with some pictures of the books I was reading. And then this is not my favorite one I've done, but it's okay. And then March, and to make it nice and springy. So yeah, that is that. This from Michael's, this journal. I love their journals. Hi guys, the sun is so bright in here, so I was like, I need to bring a good vibes to my video, in with the sun, and it's so nice today. I can like feel myself defrosting from the winter. My personality is coming back. I'm optimistic. I'm thinking about all the things I want to do outside. I am loving life again. Anyway, I just took a quick break from work and I didn't really talk to you guys at all yesterday. So I want to update you guys on Daisy Hates, The Great Undoing. So I know so many people say this is their favorite Daisy book, their favorite book in the Magnolia Park series if you're a Daisy girl. And I loved the first Daisy Hates book in this series, but for some reason I'm having a hard time connecting with this one as much. I'm on page 126, so I still have a ways to go, but I'm really curious on why people like this book like so much more than the others, because the others are pretty good. And so far this isn't my favorite one. There's a character in this book, and if you've read it, you'll know who I'm talking about, but I just find him to be so boring. It keeps coming up and I'm like, oh, can we just like toss him aside and just like get on with it? You know what I mean? He's just like a leech, like a little boomerang, just keeps coming back. And so I think like that storyline is a little boring to me, just getting frustrated. And I talked about this on my TikTok, but they throw out the word love so much in this book, and I get it. It's like, how many loves do you get in a lifetime? But like having 40 loves before 25 is crazy to me. They just say like, I was in love with her, but like I realized that I wasn't. I don't think that's how love works. So it's so interesting. Like I know that they're in their early 20s in this book, but I'm like, I wonder, like, I guess, like, I'm trying to think realistically. Like, I guess I thought I was in love with like people back in my early 20s that maybe I was just like infatuated with, but like I didn't have them around at the same time as the person that was like actually obsessed with, you know? So I wonder like if they were to go in the future and they were like, oh, I was just actually infatuated with that person and it wasn't love. So I'm trying to think of it as like, okay, maybe in this moment they feel like they love this person, because I don't think it's really possible to be in love with like so many people at once. At least not for me. Like I think it takes so much for me to like, I don't know. Anyway, so that's what I'm thinking about this book. It's slow start, but I want to get to at least page 200 today and make a dent. I wish I had this on my Kindle because the font is actually so small in this book and it's like infuriating, but I have been listening to some of it on the audio, so that helped me get a good chunk. I haven't read any today, so it's beautiful out. I'm like kind of wanting to read outside. So yeah, that's where I am. Not much like updates. I'm entertained. I still love the Daisy like series, but I'm surprised by how much I loved Magnolia the Long Way Home because I was such a Daisy girl before. So I'm curious on how I'll feel after this one. It's so hard to talk about books when they're in the middle of a series, you know, because you can't spoil it, so you can't say much. So random, but one thing I'm loving in this book more than the like previous books is the amount of communication we're having, like straight up telling them just what their intentions are, how they're feeling. Like, oh my god, we're picking up, we're picking up. Thank you. And Julian's being so straightforward. I'm like, oh, I love it. That's the one thing I like over these guys over BJ, because BJ miscommunication too much, but these guys are like, no, this is what I want, no, this is what I want, this is what I mean, and I'm like eating it up. I was literally thinking that yesterday. An end of an era.
I got it, guys. This is the book. I'm so excited because I didn't really want to purchase it, but I really wanted to read it, and I was on it as soon as I knew this was coming out. So I'm really excited. They had so many good books on the 7-day pick section. Like, I love looking at that section because they'll literally have like new releases in that section, and you can just like check them out for 7 days. Literally, they had like summer romance, funny story. They had so many good ones. I just had read every single one of them. The ones that I would probably read, I've already read. So, but one time I did like find a really good find there. So I love looking at that section first. It's so quiet in the library, so I like get scared vlogging because I'm like, it's so freaking quiet. But I just love the library. It's just so many resources and free books, guys. It's amazing. So I just needed to get out of the house because I was like, work was slow and anxiety was creeping up in my head. I'm like, let's go, like, get some gas, get outside, get your library book. It's such a nice day. And yeah, so that's a little sneak peek of what we're going to be reading next in this little vlog. I'm so excited. I've heard nothing but amazing things about this book, guys. Favorites, like, this seems such up my alley. Oh my gosh. I wish I was just like casually going for a walk. I see like a little kid eating his like lunch in the park. It's so sweet. Anyway. Happy Friday! I'm here with an exciting update. I finished Daisy Hates the Grade I'm Doing. Woo, woo, woo. I was honestly thinking about this, and I mentioned this on my TikTok, but I really feel like all the books are just like the same storyline and different point of views. So you basically get like Magnolia's point of view, and then you get that same point of view in Daisy's point of view, and then you got Magnolia's point of view from her life, and now you get it from Daisy's point of view and like Christian and things. And I really like seeing the different point of views, but I like how the story like intertwines. It's kind of genius. But it's like, so the next Magnolia Parks book and like that, and the next Daisy book. Anyway, I enjoyed myself. The books aren't like groundbreaking literature, but I just love the found family, and I'll say it again and I'll say it again. Underlined, and I never quotation anything, but Julian on this page said, he's a fucking idiot who grew up with everything handed to him, so all he wants with her is the chase, but I just want her. And if you know, you know, folks. And he speaks the truth, folks. And he speaks the truth, folks. And anyway, so I think I want to give this one a 4.5 stars. That's what I'm thinking. Because I was invested. At first it started off slow for me, and then it got into it. I think I liked the first Daisy book better. Did I? I don't know. Honestly, they all kind of like collide. Like, I remember what they, because the stories are so intertwined, I remember what happens, but not like which book was which. So I like Daisy's storyline. I like Magnolia's storyline. Sorry. Getting a phone call. Okay, back to this. So I am gonna give this one a 4.5. I absolutely love this series so much. Okay, boys. Books like these are just like the reason why I love reading so much. It really is how I feel about it. But I'm really excited because, guys, our next book coming up is going to be The Favorites, the book I picked up from the library yesterday. I'm so excited. I just saw Dessa's video, and she said she read it in like one sitting and stayed up all night because it was so good, and it reminded her, like, the interview style. Come here, buddy. Reminded her of like Daisy Jones and the Six with the interviewing and things. I live for a literary fiction drama like this, so we're gonna be reading this next, and yeah, I'm really excited. This is like one of my most anticipated reads for this year, if you guys saw that in my reading journal. So I'm gonna go walk the dog because he's whining. Happy Saturday. I don't know if this is a full week of me filming this or not. I've gone rogue with this book. I literally, I'm on page 167. We started this yesterday. This book is so good. The hype is hyping. This is a book, I understand why people say it reminds you of Daisy Jones and the Six, because you feel like you're watching a movie in your head and like the interview style, but just the way it's like, it reads, it reminds me of that, even though those plots are completely different. But if you guys don't know, this book is about a girl named Katerina and Heath, and they both grow up in like not desirable situations. He's in foster care and her brother's a drunk and her mom passed away. And so her brother essentially is like raising her, and Heath is like her best friend, and she just wants to be an ice skater. That's all she wants to be. And she has an idol named Sheila that she looks up to. So Heath becomes her partner, and you'll see that like male ice skaters are like super rare. They become partners and they're in a relationship, and then they go to like the next level, and the things and like the way that it's so competitive and how hard it is to be the best in the competition that they're surrounded by and the training camps. And then I just hit a part where I was like, holy shit, like I didn't see that coming at all. It really does. It's so fast paced because the timeline like skips pretty far. Like you'll be in a section and then it'll skip, but it like works because I could see this book being so boring if we were just like in the same year a long time. So like a big event will happen and then it'll like, it is so fast paced. Like I could so see how you could sit this and read this in one sitting. And I love the fact that I can like picture this all in my head. This is like bringing me back to when I used to watch Ice Princess. That's so sad that she passed away, but just like Carrie Soto is back. Like I feel like I could be like the world tennis champion. This is making me feel like I could be the ice skating champion. Like, but it also tells you like how hard it is and like how you really can't have like friends in the sport, like relationships and being the best and like friendships and everything gets so complicated when it comes down to being the best at a sport worldwide. Like it's so crazy. So anyway, I'm loving this book so far. I feel like I can finish this tomorrow. I am going to a concert tonight, so that probably won't happen, but I'm thoroughly enjoying myself. So I just wanted to give you guys a little update on the favorites. Hi guys. It is, I have my Lucky shirt on. The shirt is literally me. Today, let's do a little recap. Yesterday, I went to the concert. It was like the Millennium Tour concert. It was like all the R&B jams from the 2000s, early 2000s. Okay, we had Omarion, we had Bow Wow, we had Trey Songz, and it was so much fun. My fiance and I decided to do it like last minute. Like we love a good last minute thing where we see someone's coming in town and it's the day after, like it's the day after, and we're like, tickets go down. Okay, so it's so smoothly, parking everything, because usually like concerts make me anxious, especially like not knowing the parking situation, not knowing like, but this was a smaller stadium, so going to like Capital One Arena here or like FedEx Field, but smaller stadiums around here I love going to, and we had so much fun. And that we got home around like midnight, so super tired. So today I've been reading a little bit, but today I'm going to lock in. There's a 48-hour readathon in Sarah's Book Club Discord, and I'm gonna lock in. I'm currently on page 247. I want to say I have a little more than 100 pages, like more than 100 pages left, so I'm gonna lock in. We are going to finish this today. I'll come back with my final thoughts. I also like cleaned my bathroom today. Clean bedding, a little reset for the week, as some may say. So Katarina is like a hot mess. She's like all over the place. Okay, so you're really following her emotions and the things that she wants, and the way her mind is like towards the back of the book. I'm like, how did we get here? Like I know how we got here, but holy crap, she's a hot mess. She's all over the place, and I'm like, this book is like, the direction it's taking is realistic, I guess, but so crazy. From the beginning, she just was so like hyper focused on one thing, and now she's hyper focused on something else and something else on the back burner. So basically, I don't want to spoil. Basically, I'm like trying to figure out how this book is gonna end and like what's it gonna end on. And like at this point in the book, we haven't heard from the actual like main characters, Katerina and Heath himself. We're only hearing from like 3 people that were like surrounded by them, kind of side characters, and like who skated with them, but we haven't heard from them. So I'm very curious. I want to hear like directly from them. And because I thought that's what we were doing. Like I thought at the beginning of the book it said like they didn't want someone else to tell their story. Anyone else to tell their story. It's a 10th anniversary. Kat wants nothing to do with the documentary, but she can't stand the thought of someone else deciding her legacy. So after a silence, she's telling her story from her childhood. Right, says she's telling her stories. But I guess, I thought, my opinion, I thought she was going to be telling her stories through the interviews. And maybe that's just me thinking of Daisy Jones and the Six and not like how this book might be set up. So I'm thinking like, I'm like, is this book in first person? Heath and I. But it's like, is she telling, it doesn't sound like she's telling like the reporters this story. So I don't know. Yeah, so we'll see. Very curious on how this book is going to end. Bestie chat with you because we finished the favorites. This was such an enjoyable read, and I've been having such a good time reading lately because the amount of pressure I've been putting on myself is a minimum to get books done, to get books read. And I've been selecting books that I think I'm like genuinely going to enjoy, and I love me a good literary fiction. I really do, because the plots are different, quite frankly, and I'm struggling with a lot of fantasy books right now because all the plots are the same. And Book of the Month is the best with these literary fictions. This is not a Book of the Month book, by the way, but I got it from the library. I saw it was, and they rarely miss with these literary fictions. I haven't written my formal review on it yet, but I am thinking around a 4.5 for where I'm going to land. I thought this book was so well done. I love the interview style. I was on like the edge of my seat of what's gonna happen. I felt the passion between Heath and Katerina. The like side characters, while they were side characters, they did play such a big part, like the competitors and things. The only reason I didn't have that 5-star feeling, I would say, is because I think the book got a little like repetitive in the middle. I felt like the same events kind of happened like 2 or 3 times, and I just feel like that could have been shorter because the ending felt rushed a little bit, and I think we could have extended the ending storyline if we cut out some of the repetitiveness in the middle. I feel like this book could have been like a tad bit shorter, but honestly that's the only criticism I have, and that's pretty like nitpicky. But did it get the 5-star feeling? Because I don't know, the characters weren't likable, and I know then they're not supposed to be likable. They're not supposed to be likable. So like you're supposed to feel frustrated, you're supposed to feel annoyed, and because of that, because they were so like kind of unlikable, it felt like it was hard to get attached to them, because regardless of what happened to them, I'm like, well, they kind of suck. So it was hard for me to like root for them a little bit, which again is the point. But yeah, I feel like I have to be like emotionally attached and in it. And I was so entertained. I loved it. I just wanted to keep reading. I just wanted to know what happened, but I didn't feel connected. And I think that's literally the only reason. That and like the length. So we're at a 4.5. If you've been thinking about picking it up, you absolutely should. I think you're gonna enjoy it. I haven't heard or like a person that's like read this book and didn't like it, if that says anything. And if I think it's great if you're in a book slump and you need like a captivating story to like pull you in and make you go into that world. It's very movie-esque. I felt like I was watching a movie. So I want to end it off on that note. Thanks for spending the week with me. He's still scrolling. Thanks for spending the week with us. So when we get our life together, we adulted, we read, we had such a good time. Guys, if you haven't subscribed, make sure you like and subscribe and join the Bestie fam. I've been having so much fun creating YouTube videos for you guys, especially booktube. And I'll see you in the next one.